Show me what you got. So we had a little bit of a long week this week. So what really happened, Dad?
This week was the week that Tyler was away at band camp, so that throws everything into I don't know what I'm looking for here. I don't know. It changes everything of our normal week.
You can't really say lots of things you can say.
So we left 1 week ago. Sunday was when we dropped them off. Band camp's like 35-40 minutes away from here. It's at like a church camp thing where they stay overnight for almost a whole week. We drop them off on Sunday and we pick them up on Friday. And then this year, me and Liz volunteered to chaperone a couple nights. So we were gone from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. So therefore, Lane had to have somewhere to go to stay the night. So he spent the night at 2 different places this week, which goes back to the movie reviews that we'll get to here in a little bit. So because of that, we had a pretty crazy week. Add in work and all that good stuff, then that's just how it is.
Yes.
But we had some cool stuff happen this week other than just those things. I had a really cool tweet that I told, or not a tweet, it was an Instagram reply that I told Lane about earlier this week. The band Monolord that we've talked about on the show a few different times now.
Yeah.
They're on Riding Easy Records, and on Riding Easy's Instagram page, they posted a little video of Monolord's singer playing the little solo to the new song that they just released. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I commented on it though, and I had been trying to play the song on my guitar, and there was one part that I couldn't figure out, not the solo, just like the main riff of the song, there was a part I couldn't figure out. So I figured I might as well comment and say something about it. So I said, cool video. I wish it was a video of the main riff of the song instead of the solo, because there's a little part that I can't figure out. And then I didn't really expect a reply.
Yeah.
But
why not? You always get a reply. You're famous.
Oh, that's right. I am famous.
You're
You're
famous.
right. So it was posted on Riding Easy's Instagram, but then Thomas Jagger, the singer of Monolord and guitar player, on his personal account, he replied back to me and told me like what the chord was and what the tuning was and like how to play it and stuff. So I was like, that's awesome. Like I've never had...
Do you know how to play it now?
Yeah, I've perfectly got it down now, yeah. But I've never had that happen before where like somebody that wrote music told me how to play it. Like that's a first of a band that I really like a lot like that.
You've always taught yourself, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I also look stuff up online
Well, yeah.
and like look at the tablatures and stuff of
That's
songs.
still kind of teaching yourself, though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, but like I've never had somebody that like was the one that wrote the song that told me how to play it, and now I got it, and I love playing it even more now because of the way that it happened. It was awesome. So I thought that was really cool. So Lane thinks I'm famous because of stuff like that, I guess.
You replies all the time. What were some of the other replies that you've gotten before?
Oh, I don't remember.
Exactly, because there were too many.
There's a ton of them, yeah. One time Monolord replied to me about going to their concert.
Oh, yeah.
I had tickets to Monolord, and I think I told this story on here already, didn't I?
No.
Are you sure?
Told that to me.
Okay. It was last fall, I bought tickets to go see Monolord in Cleveland, Ohio, which is like 4 hours away from here, and I didn't realize that I already had tickets to see Black Sabbath in Indianapolis, which is like 2 hours away from here, on the same night. So I bought tickets for a show that one of them, obviously, I wasn't going to be able to go to. So I tweeted that I have tickets for both of these shows and I can't decide which one to go to because I really wanted to go to both. So I tweeted that, and then Monolord replied to me and said, you should go see the band that personally replies to your tweets. I was like, well played, Monolord. So I replied to them and said, good call. So Black Sabbath, the ball is in your court now. And they never did reply to me, of course. But I went to see Black Sabbath, not Monolord, though. All right, so what else? Oh, other music news. The Butthole Surfers, there ain't much to say here, but the Butthole Surfers have announced that they're recording their first new album in 16 years. So that's
a long time.
That's exciting. And the last album was awful. Like, really, really, really awful. Like, that one, to me, doesn't even count. Like, I never, ever, ever listened to that album. So
you never even listened to it?
I have listened to it, yes. And it's just really, really terrible. And it sucks because, like, if you turn on Butthole Surfers radio on Pandora, that's all they play. They play the one song Pepper that everybody knows, and then they play stuff off of that last album. They don't play anything else. And it's so I can't listen to Butthole Surfers radio on Pandora because of that.
That's why you have Spotify.
Yeah.
You make a playlist of Butthole Surfers.
Yeah.
But you refuse
I like listening to radio at work, though. I like not having to think about what's playing.
But then you have to listen to ads.
You're right, which does
Ads.
suck. But, I don't know. I don't even know that I would be really excited about the CD or about the album because it might not be that good.
You said
Who knows?
CD.
I did, sorry. But the thing that excites me more than anything is that if they release an album, then they might tour. And they are the very top of my bands I still want to see live list. So
Have you ever seen them live?
No. My first concert was supposed to be the Butthole Surfers, and it got canceled, and then I never did get to see them. So
Did you ever get a refund?
I got a refund, yeah. But more importantly, I never did get to see the Butthole Surfers live. So if they release this album...
That was supposed to be your first one.
Yeah. Metallica ended up being my first one, but it was supposed to be Butthole Surfers.
What would you want better? What would you want to be your first concert?
I wish the Butthole Surfers was my first concert. I wish that would have worked out. It was Butthole Surfers and Toadies together.
Oh.
And I've seen the Toadies multiple times since then, but I've never seen the Butthole Surfers. So hopefully if they're making this album, they tour, and then I'll finally get to go see them. That's what I'm excited about.
You're going to have to drive a long way, probably, then.
There's a possibility. They won't come to Cincinnati, of course, but...
They'll probably come around the Ohio area.
Hopefully. Hopefully they do an extensive tour and not just like 5 dates to where there's nothing in the Midwest whatsoever. Yeah. That's always a possibility. But I'm excited nonetheless.
Yeah.
So, what about... That's our music part. Now, what else do we have to talk about?
Well, you start
Video games. Yeah. You want to talk about yours first, and then we'll get to mine?
It's Dash and then me.
Okay,
so... It's you, then me.
So I might be boring everybody to death with Fire Pro talk. Am I?
We've only talked about it a couple times.
Okay.
Well...
That's all I talk about on Twitter and stuff, so I feel like I feel like everybody's probably bored of hearing me talk about it. But I don't care. It's Fire Pro and I love it. So I finally completed my first pay-per-view with my Fire Pro Wrestling World game. So I wanted to tell everybody what champions I ended up with. What is going on here with the microphone? Sorry, people. So I actually started off my pay-per-view with a women's match, believe it or not, because I always complain when actual wrestling does that, but then I went and did it on my own pay-per-view.
Oh my God.
So my first women...
Wait, so you don't like women's matches, or you don't like when they start off the show with the women's match?
Kind of both.
Why?
They're just usually not good matches. So, but
Was this one a good match?
This one was a good match. It ended up being a really exciting match. So it was a four-way battle royal.
Oh.
But it was just first pin wins.
Oh.
And Lita won. So Lita is my first. She was the only one that wasn't a current wrestler that was a part of the match. Who was
everybody else?
I played as Alexa Bliss.
Okay.
And then there was Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and Lita. And Lita won. So the computer won that match.
So
it was a really good match.
What is the title called? Just
women's champion. Yeah. So then I have a hardcore champion. Cool. Which is Terry Funk. He beat Sabu in technically he murdered Sabu in one of those barbed wire exploding ring matches.
Did it all explode, then you just die?
Yeah, and then Terry Funk got up, and then the ref walked over and checked to see if he was dead or not. Then he called it. He said, ding, ding, ding. So Terry Funk's the hardcore champion.
He is dead.
He's dead. This match is not going to
continue.
So all
hardcore championship matches.
Somebody's going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I might do it to where, like, now that person's dead, they can't wrestle ever again. Like Sabu, he's done. He can never wrestle again. He's dead. So hopefully there's never a time where Vader is in one of those matches.
That is a terrible idea.
Kind of like it. I think it's a good idea.
No, that's a terrible idea.
All right, so hold on. Let me finish up here. So my tag team champions are the Hart Foundation. They beat the Hardy Boys. And my Hart Foundation is not the same Hart Foundation as the actual team was back in the 80s and 90s. That was Bret Hart and Jim Neidhart. But mine is Bret Hart and Owen Hart. I thought that'd be kind of cool to team them up as a tag team. So they're my Hart Foundation, and
the Hart Foundation 2.
Yeah, I just stick with the Heart Foundation.
Yeah.
So that is my tag team
What the heck
champions.
are you doing with this mic?
This mic keeps tilting towards me, and I don't know why. It's because of the cord, actually. I do know why. So, and then my heavyweight championship match was Vader versus Bray Wyatt. And if anybody knows anything about me and Fire Pro, they know that Vader won, of course. So
Oh, wow.
I set him up to be my first champion, of course, because he's always been my go-to guy. For,
And you said you almost lost.
He did. I got beat up the whole match. It was almost disappointing that I won because of just the way the match went. I got beat up by Bray Wyatt the whole match. And then I did a couple stupid things.
It's like any Randy Orton match.
Yeah.
Like, they
but I
beat
try
the
not
crap
to
out of
have
him,
those matches.
and then you just RKO's you, and then the match is just still fun.
Yep. Those are the matches I try not to have on Fire Pro. I try to make my matches more interesting and better than actual WWE matches, and it's not hard to do right now.
Yeah.
But I got beat up the whole match, and I was already thinking, like, damn, I was really excited about Vader being my first champion, and now Bray Wyatt's going to be my first champion. But I like Bray Wyatt a lot, too. So I was already thinking in my head, like, oh, well, like, it's a new era of Fire Pro, and instead of Vader, it's going to be Bray Wyatt, and I'm cool with that. And then I did something stupid at the very end, and I went for the pin. I should have released from the pin, but I thought he would kick out because I had no reason to win the match.
Did you just kick him or something?
1, 2, 3. No, it was a Vader bomb, but which was cool that it was a Vader bomb, but it wasn't enough to win the match. I had been beat up. I was tired.
It's still a Vader bomb.
I know, but it shouldn't have won the match though. So, but whatever. I won the match. Vader's the champion, so he'll probably lose it to Bray Wyatt maybe at the next pay-per-view or something. We'll see. So that's Fire Pro.
Yeah.
So Vader's my first champion. So you've got something going on that you're excited on Overwatch.
Yeah.
So is Vader the champion of Overwatch?
No.
I saw a collection on the Steam workshop for Fire Pro that somebody had made Overwatch characters.
Oh, heck
there was like 8 of them or something.
Oh, you gotta show me that.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. I also downloaded a new edit of Batista the other day.
Okay.
It's a current Batista, and so like the regular one was just like his regular look. Attire 2 was Blue Tista, and then I forget what number 3 was, and then number 4 is Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy,
cool.
and he looks dead on. It's awesome. So I
That's
wrestled
awesome.
a match as Drax the other day.
You should.
I think I'm gonna just make Drax a character in my league. I mean, he's gonna just be a regular character. Oh, and Fire Pro also announced that there is going to be a mode that's going to be coming that is going to be like organize your own and run your own wrestling
manager
fed.
mode.
Yeah,
what
that's
it is.
Yeah, but it's not in development yet. But I was excited about that. All right, what about Doomfist?
Okay, Doomfist is an Overwatch character. Yeah. And he was released on the PTR 4 or so weeks ago. And
What is that?
what? PTR?
Yeah.
It's like before it's on the computer. It's like
What's it stand for?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I know it stands for some like I don't know, but it's supposed to be like early access of a character. Does that make sense?
Public test realm or region. Public test realm or region.
Howdy. Well, that's what I would guess. It even says Blizzard support on it too.
Yeah.
Too. But it's like early access of a character before it goes on console, really.
Gotcha.
So then you can test. So then they can get feedback on how the character is and see if they need to tweak it or something.
Gotcha.
So Doomfist came on the PTR. Like, it just was all of a sudden. Like, it was always so rumored and everything because, like, people... It's always so annoying how people, like, are able to, like, find these things in, like, the code of the game and stuff. And to me, it feels like it ruins the game, kind of.
It's ridiculous how people find
Like,
stuff in the code of the game now.
Like, it is very... Like, for this, it's different because this was rumored in maps also because Blizzard's really good at doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So then they just were like, boom, Doomfist is here. So then he was just released on consoles last week, I think.
Yeah.
And I've been playing the crap out of him.
I'm assuming everybody is, right?
Oh yes, of course.
Like, I mean, everybody on every
Yes.
map is probably that guy, right?
Yeah, but it was funny because there was it's always problems with consoles and new updates for those kind of things. When it was first on like the PTR and then goes on to consoles, it's so annoying because when I got onto the game, there's like this loading screen and then it's like finding a server and then that kind of stuff. And there were 4,000 people ahead of me trying to get into this game.
Yeah.
So I had to wait at least 2 hours to actually get to the main menu.
That's ridiculous.
Because so many people were trying to get into it
They
that
need
it
better
couldn't.
servers.
No, just so many people are trying to get into the game
I
that
gotcha.
they can't all get in at once.
That's crazy.
So I had to wait like 2 hours, and I couldn't quit out the game, or more people will get ahead of me.
Right.
So I had to just stay at that screen.
So you
and
waited 2 hours and then you played?
Yeah, and then I played the crap out of it.
Gotcha.
But he's a DPS, which again don't know what it stands for. It's attacking person.
Yeah, the guy's huge.
Yeah, have you actually seen a picture of him
Yeah.
before? Okay. But
I
like
follow r/gaming on Reddit, so
What?
the gaming subreddit. So that's all they've been talking about for the last week
of
or
course,
so.
because Reddit like blew Doomfist up, like
Yeah.
because like Reddit is what like you find the people that are like, hey, I looked into the code and stuff.
Yeah,
That's
so
what
that
Reddit
was.
is.
I'm sorry to continue to bring up Fire Pro.
Oh my god,
But
yeah.
it was another thing that was in the code, because when you finish a match in Fire Pro, it gives you like a percentage of like how good it was, how good your match was. I forget what it's actually called. Match evaluation is what it's called. So the highest I've got is 98% out of 100, obviously. But somebody found in the code like what criteria actually goes into making 100% match. One of the things was like to get a couple different 2.9 kickouts before the thing. One of them was a couple different. But I thought the same thing. I thought like I don't really want to see that kind of list because it's in the code. It's not something that everybody's supposed to read. Like I'd rather just play the match and figure out what I got to do to get it.
The only thing that is different, I'm okay with that for Overwatch, because Overwatch is that kind of game where they throw so many hints into it and they let the community find that stuff out.
Right.
That's what Blizzard's trying to do. But like for Rocket League and those games, like they found that there was like painted regular cards that came with the game that they're announcing in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So like we don't need to know that yet. We can find that out in a couple of weeks.
I agree.
It really ruins the experience of the game. But since Doomfist
And this is free, right? Like the
yes,
DLC for this is not.
Yeah,
like,
it's not even DLC.
Okay.
It's just with the game. They just add a character.
Seems like they add a lot of stuff to that game, do they not?
Yeah, they keep up. This is the. Oh no, I need it. Anna.
Has there been any paid DLC, or is it all just free?
No, there isn't even DLC.
Okay.
Like the only thing that is paid is the game, and if you want to buy some loot boxes.
Right.
Like that's it.
Okay.
I don't know if you. Yeah, I don't think you can buy currency. I don't think you can. But there has been Orisa and talk while I'm trying to do this.
While Lane thinks of Overwatch characters that have been added since the release date, please allow yourself to take some time to go over to YouTube and check out the Howdy Show season 2 episode 1. Okay, I don't think it's that necessary for you to take 10 minutes out of the show.
It's like actually.
We're gonna move on now.
I think it's 3.
Okay.
I think it's 3 or 4. Doomfist is either 3 or 4.
All right. Cool.
But oh, now I forgot what I was
All
going to
right.
say.
So you've been playing as Doomfist.
Okay, I've been playing Doomfist a bunch.
And he's awesome.
And
what's his big move?
Well, his ultimate is like it's called Meteor Strike, and since he's got the Doomfist glove, he's like really, really good, and he like punches people and stuff, and like he goes up into the air, and then you can do the like spam of where it hits, and then he punches the ground and kills everybody.
Awesome.
And it's really cool because Samba, that was the fourth. Yes, 4 people. He's the 4th person. I couldn't think of the 4th person. But it's really cool because what one person's ult is like, it's this the like black hole that like sucks everybody in. So them two all together, because it sucks everybody in. So then you're able to like hit them all at the same time.
All right.
Yeah.
So you've been winning a lot of games with Doomfist?
Yeah, I think he's gonna be one of my mains.
Well, alrighty.
You should play Overwatch.
I know Tyler's played it a little bit. I don't have all I got time for is Fire Pro.
No.
That's it. 25 hours of
It
Fire
seems
Pro
like
now.
the only time you have on Howdy Radio is talking about Fire Pro.
That's right.
My God.
So they also we like to continue to make fun of Nintendo.
Oh yeah,
because
Nintendo's trash.
They keep coming out with these stupid things that keep happening to them.
We should make our own podcast just called Nintendo Sucks.
Yeah, let's do it. So they announced the classic little mini Super Nintendo we talked about a couple episodes ago, and then we all knew that it was going to go the same stupid way as the classic Nintendo.
We even said that.
And of course,
we said that on
everybody knows. Everybody knew that that's going to happen. So, but they proved it this week. So this week it popped up. Last week it popped up on Walmart's website to pre-order it. It was $80, I think, or whatever it was.
Jesus Christ.
And then, so everything's cool, everything's great. And then a week later, then all of those people that ordered it on Walmart got emails saying that their order was canceled because it wasn't supposed to go up for pre-order yet, and it accidentally appeared on the website, and nobody should have been able to pre-order it. It comes out this fall, not yet. What a mess. Why do they do it like this? Why don't they just make the stupid things and put them in stores so people can just go buy them like any other product that is made? Nintendo is stupid.
The only thing that Nintendo that actually looks good is the new Super Mario game. It's the only thing that looks good. You can become a dinosaur.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you'll be able to go to the store and buy it, and you don't try to buy it and then your order get canceled because they're not going to make enough for the people that want to buy it. Great idea, Nintendo.
Yes. Nintendo is amazing. Yay!
So this will be another dumb thing that happened just like the first NES that they did. There's a new Sega coming out, a new Sega Genesis that's just like that.
Super Nintendo Sega Genesis. Oh yeah, Super Nintendo Sega Genesis.
So the Sega Genesis is coming out, and it has like 80-something games built in instead of 30 games built in. Although,
and you can't do an emu to that, can you? Because you don't have the thing, you don't have the controller to play it, right?
These come with controllers.
I know, but for your computer, you can't do it emu for that, right?
Yeah.
You can?
Yeah.
Well, I know you can, but didn't you say that you couldn't because you didn't have the right controller, so you weren't gonna do it?
Nope. I don't know what you're talking about. I've been playing Sega Genesis games on my computer for 20 years.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. But the one that they're coming out with, it has 80 games built in instead of 30 like the Super Nintendo. But some of them are not Sega Genesis games. Some of them are Sega Master System games, which was the system before the Sega Genesis, which wasn't very popular. And then some of them are just Pong and Space Invader rip-offs. Not actually Pong or not actually Space Invader. So I don't know why that stupid stuff is included.
They don't have the right. They don't have the rights to that.
No, those are Atari.
Yeah, Atari. Yeah.
But the big thing is it comes with 2 controllers, and they're both Bluetooth wireless controllers.
Ooh.
As opposed to the stupid Nintendo one that has a 5-foot cord connected to the stupid thing. So at least they got the controller
5
thing.
your feet or 5 my feet?
5 12-inch feet.
Oh. Whoa.
Whoa. So that's it. That's our music and video game ramblings for the week.
Yes. So I saw 3 different movies this week. I saw Despicable Me 3. I saw Wonder Woman. I saw the Emoji Movie.
Alright, so the first one was... What was it? Despicable
Me 3.
Have you seen the first 2?
Yes.
Are you a fan of the series?
Yes.
Alright. How did the third one stack up?
Out of all 3 of them,
out of all 3 of the new movies you saw, or all 3 of the Despicable Me movies?
Out of the 3 Despicable Me movies,
okay.
It goes Despicable Me, out of 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
It goes Despicable Me Despicable Me 3, Despicable Me 2.
Okay.
So
the
that's
new
my
one,
rating.
So the new one is better than the second one.
Yes,
but
not
as
better than
good
the first.
as the first one.
Yes.
So on a scale of, how do you want to do our movie review scale? I guess is 1 to 10. Is that what we do? That's what we did for the video games.
Yeah, I guess
All right, so 1 to 10.
1 to 10.
What do you give Despicable Me?
An 8.
3. That's a really good rating.
Yeah, it's a good rating.
That's a really good rating. So you liked it a lot?
Better than Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay. Did you have a favorite part of the movie, or do you not want to spoil it? Or, I mean, who cares? Spoiler alert, maybe.
Spoiler alert. And there was one part where the guy, the bad guy, he has a guitar, and it's like a sound wave thingy. And
Okay.
he shoots the guy.
Nice.
And it's, I forget what song it was, but the whole entire movie is 80s music.
Okay.
Because the guy was, like, kicked out of Hollywood from his TV show, and he only listens to 80s music and stuff.
Okay. Was it good 80s music?
Yeah, it was like popular 80s good
Okay.
music.
Because there's a lot of 80s music that's terrible, but there's
Yeah.
a lot of good 80s music too. So an 8.0
Yes.
for Despicable Me 3. So then who'd you see that with?
I saw that with Douglas and his parents.
Okay. And then
Shout out to Douglas.
what up, Douglas and his parents?
Yeah.
So that was Tuesday,
Yes.
and then Wednesday you
Yes.
went with Poppy
Yes.
to see
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Yes.
Which has gotten great reviews, and
Yes.
everybody
And it's
seems
gonna
to
get a
love
great
it.
review from me too.
What do
I
you?
give it a 9.
A 9 out of 10. That's a really good review.
Yeah.
So even without getting to the third movie yet, I think it's safe to say Wonder Woman won the week.
Yes.
Okay. Because I know that the Emoji Movie is not going to beat Wonder Woman.
It's always amazing. Again, but no, this isn't a spoiler alert. No.
You're talking about Wonder Woman?
Yes.
Okay.
It's always amazing because, like, in Batman vs. Superman, like, Wonder Woman came and, like, the little music came and, like, she had her own music. She was, and,
Like theme music? Like entrance music? Like
yeah,
wrestling style?
like, she had, like, like, it was just, like, background, awesome, cool fighting music, and
Okay.
it beat up everybody. And then, like, anytime I was waiting for that music to happen because I knew something cool was gonna happen. And then it hit, I was like, heck yeah, something cool is about to happen.
Awesome. So that was a really good movie, obviously. So
Yes.
compared to, like, the current Marvel movies that are happening, like, it's just as good as those?
Kind of.
Kind of. Well, okay, you saw Spider-Man, right?
Yeah,
Where would what rating would the new Spider-Man? What did you give that?
that's a 10.
That's a 10?
Yeah.
You're giving the new Spider-Man just a solid 10.
Yeah,
All right. So Wonder Woman is not as good as Spider-Man.
correct.
Okay. Even though 9 is a fantastic rating,
Yes.
it's not as good as 10.
Yes.
See? I'm good at math.
Wow.
All right, so Wonder Woman, favorite part of Wonder Woman?
Plot twist. Spoiler alert.
Maybe not too spoiler-ish. Maybe. Can you do it
The
vaguely?
plot twist, though.
But people have not. I feel like this is one you shouldn't spoil for people, though. Maybe, right?
I guess so, because this isn't that important. Well, it is important
Yeah.
as the other
I don't want to
ones.
ruin it for anybody
Okay.
that'll be listening, because I think everybody's going to see that movie eventually.
This isn't a spoiler, though.
Okay.
A whole entire building collapsed because, like, she, like, jumped onto a building and then the whole entire building collapsed.
Gotcha.
She only did that to take out a sniper.
Well, all right. So the
So
effects.
savage.
So the effects are awesome.
Yeah,
I would
it was
assume.
pretty amazing.
Yeah. All right. So that was the second movie. Third movie was
The Emoji
the
Movie.
Emoji Movie, which I can only assume was
Not a good movie.
amazing. Yeah, it's gotten
It
terrible
was
reviews.
funny, but it was not that good of a movie.
Yeah.
Like, the only, like,
Was the poop emoji funny?
yeah, that was, like, the only good jokes that went.
Was the poop emoji?
Yeah, like, they just kept saying, like, they would be like, we have to, because, like, the guy is, like, he doesn't know how to make the right face, so they have to, like, delete him from the phone, or he'll
Okay.
have to, like, replace the phone, so they have to do it in time.
Okay.
So then, because, like, the poop emoji was there, and then the one person's like, we gotta wipe him out. And
Oh, wow.
then Devil is right next to poop emoji, and he laughs.
All right.
Yeah. That's, like, the only good humor in the
All right.
movie.
Well, that sounds like a fantastic movie.
Then there was a Spotify part that was cool because like there was sound waves and they had to put it on and they had to have a boat and they would ride on the sound waves on Spotify.
On Spotify.
Yeah, it was cool.
All right. So out of 10,
that's a 4.
a 4. That's
It was not good.
That's not a good rating.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of what everybody
Yeah.
assumed was going to happen and with that movie.
It was my kind of humor, but they
Yeah.
only had like 2 good jokes.
Gotcha.
Like, they didn't have that many good jokes.
It's crazy that they're making movies out of emojis now. That's just, I don't know.
It sounded like a good idea because
I
that's a
guess.
trend, but
It doesn't mean
not
there needs
anymore.
to be a movie about it, though.
Yeah, not anymore.
Right on. So you get to see, that's kind of cool to go to the theater 3 times in 1 week.
Yeah.
I mean, that's more than I've been to the theater all year.
Yeah.
And it will be more than I go
No.
to the theater all year.
You went to see...
I saw Guardians. That's it. Okay. I'm going to go see It, though. That was a new trailer for It.
Screw that. I
came
ain't
out
talking
this
about...
week.
No.
Oh,
We
man.
got... No.
That movie looks so awesome.
No.
I
I
cannot
was okay
wait.
with the first trailer. That second trailer is not okay because he actually, like, moved a lot more than he
Yeah.
did in the first trailer. You only saw him, like, run at the kid once.
Yeah.
But then, like, in the next trailer, he's showing up behind ladies and, like, being like, sup, bro? I'm gonna
Yeah.
kill you now. What the heck, bro?
Do you want to go see that with me and
Heck
Tyler?
no.
Are you sure?
Heck no.
All right. We'll watch it on Plex
No.
when it comes out.
No.
Oh, well. I can't wait to see that movie. Oh, and guess what's on tonight?
What?
New episode of Rick and Morty is
Oh,
on
okay.
tonight. Season 3 finally starts up.
Did
I'm so excited. I've been
you
watching.
watch the first episode yet?
I've been marathoning first 2 seasons over the last
Are
couple
you
days.
gonna watch a Are you gonna watch the first episode of third season right before you watch the second one?
I think I'm gonna watch the last episode of season 2 and the first episode of season 3 before tonight
With Mr.
starts.
Poopy Butthole with the cliffhanger with Rick in jail.
Yeah, that's the end of season 2. I love that show.
I only know that because
so much.
I
That's when it plays 9 Inch Nails Hurt when Rick like turns himself in and he goes to jail. It's so good.
I only know that ending because I watched a video on every single time Mr. Poopy Butthole said ooey in the
Ooey.
ending. It like had the big like triggered noise and it was like all crazy.
Mr.
It's
Poopy
funny.
Butthole. I love that
He
show.
says ooey too many times.
He does not.
Yes, he
He
does.
absolutely does not.
Ooh, like he says ooey like 4 times.
So that starts tonight at 11:30 on Adult Swim.
Yeah.
This will be the first time I've like actually used cable to watch something in a long,
Oh my
in
God.
a long time. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it. 3 movies.
Yep.
First place being Wonder Woman.
Yes.
Second place being Despicable Me 3. And in a distant third place,
By
the
4.
Emoji Movie.
Yeah.
And Rick and Morty tonight, and Lane is super excited to go see It when it comes
No.
out. That's gonna be fun.
Not gonna watch it.
Yeah, I think I'm not gonna watch it.
I have only watched 1 minute of that trailer because the first minute was like the same thing that they showed in the first trailer,
Yeah.
and then they showed Pennywise show up behind that lady, and I was like, heck no, I ain't watching the rest of this. I closed the computer.
Oh,
I
man.
was like, no.
Oh well, I think it looks awesome. I can't wait to see it.
I should watch Rick and Morty with you.
No way, man. You'll
No.
be. That's past
Why?
your bedtime.
Oh my god, 11:30 is past my bedtime.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
It is
Oh
now.
my
Your new
God.
bedtime's 10 o'clock.
No, this is unfair.
Yep. All right. So joining us today, welcome our special guest, my kid, Lane's brother, back for the 3rd time as the special guest role, Tyler.
Hello.
What's happening, man?
A whole lot of nothing.
All right, so we told everybody that you were off at band camp this week, so we thought maybe we could talk about that.
Alrighty.
How'd it go?
It was pretty exciting.
So you went from Sunday to Friday.
Mhm.
So let's start at the beginning. What's the first thing that happens on Sunday once the parents leave the grounds? What's the first thing that happens? What do you do on Sunday?
We have our talk about safety and stuff.
Safen up.
Yeah. So we all go to the dock and Suds gives his whole spiel on don't go in the lake.
Suds is their teacher,
Yeah.
director.
And
What's his official title?
band director.
Band director.
Or head director, I
Head
guess.
director. Yeah, because you have like 18
Band
directors.
head director.
Well, technically there's only 2. JV is the
What's
assistant
head,
director.
The head band director, then what's a band director.
All right, so he told you to safeten up.
Yeah, don't go in the lake. The lake's off limits. Anything.
Is that because of Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees?
No, it's not Crystal Lake.
Okay.
But I mean, it's pretty gross water, anyways.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would want to go in there.
Well, yeah, me and a couple of my friends totally didn't go in there though.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then also like just to not
Again,
go.
why do you tell us these things?
You went in the Gross Lake,
Yeah,
like after the time that we went pedal boating in a Gross Lake one time.
that
and
was
you...
Lane. Lane was the one who was freaking out.
But you still
remember?
wouldn't have got in that though.
No, it wasn't as bad as that though.
Oh, okay.
It was just.
Oh, was it? Okay.
It
So
was
it wasn't
a lake
that
like
good.
came out like from like a going through river, so it was just some like extra dirt that got picked up from it.
Okay, so it's not that dirty.
It wasn't like super dirty, but it wasn't
Okay.
the cleanest water.
Okay.
Yeah.
So safeten up. Don't go in the water. But you went in the water.
Yeah.
What
Don't go.
else on Sunday?
We run over. We go over. Usually every year we try and get 10 sets on the field.
Okay.
So we ended up doing that. We got our first 10 on.
Okay.
But since it had stormed
So
a lot,
for the people that have zero idea about
yeah.
any marching band stuff, the first 10 sets means the first 10 places where you stand in the show, correct?
correct.
So if you have your first set, that's where you start off on the field at the very beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Let's backtrack a little bit before we quite get into that. So this is your second time doing band camp, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as a freshman last year was your first time.
Yeah.
You're a sophomore this year. So now that this is done, your band camp experience is halfway over, which is probably pretty depressing.
Yeah.
That's how life works.
Yeah.
So this year's show, so the marching band that Tyler is a part of, the town that we live in, Deer Park is where we live and the school that he goes to. And the Deer Park Marching Wildcats are like one of the best bands around, right? Mm-hmm. So this year, if they qualify to go to state competition, which is like the pinnacle of what these guys are capable of doing, it's like their World Series, basically, their Super Bowl. If they go this year, this will make 25 years in a row that they've gone to state competition for marching band. So no pressure at all, right? Like, is that a lot of pressure?
I mean, kind of.
Or it's like, whatever, we'll get it. We get it every year. Why would we not get it?
I mean,
Is it like that?
It's.
Well, last
I don't
year
know.
was different because, like, it was closed. Like, it was
Right.
only, like, 2 competitions away until the final competition.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But, I mean, it was still halfway through, though.
So for
And then
again,
the people behind...
so again for the people that don't know how this stuff works, is that there's marching band competitions that we go to. Like they perform on Friday nights at the football games, but then there's also competitions. So like I feel like the Friday night is a little bit more. I mean, you guys still put a lot of effort and a lot of heart into doing that.
Yeah.
But those are a little bit more fun. And then there's like how many different competitions throughout?
5.
5. So 5. They're
There's
always on
3 separate ones, and then there's always a 2-in-1.
Okay. And those are on usually Saturdays. So we have to drive somewhere that's usually like 45
so
minutes
they have
away
about
or
5
so.
chances
Right.
to
So if they
qualify.
go to this competition and they get a 1 rating, which is the highest rating that you can get, then you then qualify for state. So out of all of those competitions, as long as one of those times you get a 1, you then qualify for state and get to go. So they have done that 24 years in a row. You've done it once. And this year would be your second, and the school's 25th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, a lot of pressure.
No,
Okay.
not really.
So
The
this
people
year's
before you guys, though, didn't they have, like, the last competition they made it?
3 years ago, the
Oh.
seniors that graduated last year, it was their freshman year. That was
the
the
last
That was
competition of the year, they got their 1. I mean, how? I mean, you'd have to go out there and just give it your
that
best.
has pressure.
Yeah.
Involved with it. Yeah.
So you guys need to just get out there and like the
Just
first
get it.
competition,
Yeah.
just be done with it. That's what needs to happen.
But like because we didn't we got enough done that like we were able to get the actual show on the field this year.
Mm-hmm.
But the seniors freshman year who graduated last year, it like downpoured from Sunday morning to Wednesday night.
So they just weren't able to put the work in.
They weren't able, yeah, like,
and that really screwed them up then. So they're the ones
which
that
is
qualified
why-
at the last show.
yeah.
Right on.
So I mean, to even say that you qualified after only having like half of band camp to do anything is pretty impressive. So,
Also, for what we're talking about, we'll get there in a minute, but they check in the post for Howdy Radio number 16 on the website. I've got a video. I'll put a video up on there of the show that they're performing this year that I recorded the other day. So this year's show, why is that face palm?
because where you were standing, I did so bad in those sets.
Oh, okay. Well,
So,
it's your
like-
first time doing it, but we'll get to that. That's we're not quite there yet.
All right.
But this year's show, tell us what this year's show is and why it's cool that is this year's show.
It's called Chicago 25 for the rock band Chicago.
Not the musical little play movie,
No.
which is what I thought at first.
No, but it's the rock band Chicago, and it's 25 because it will be our 25th anniversary of qualifying for state. And also 25 years ago was Chicago's 25th anniversary of being a band. So this year is our 25th year of potentially qualifying for state, and it's the band Chicago's 50th anniversary.
And the
So-
first show that Deer Park did, that
Yeah,
very
yeah,
first
yeah.
year, 25 years ago, the first year that they qualified, they did a Chicago show then.
Yeah.
So now they're bringing it back and do it again. It's a little ballsy to put 25 like in the title of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's actually really funny because like Chicago's known for naming their albums as like Chicago and then whatever number they're on.
Yeah.
And it's actually really funny because 25 is actually the Christmas special.
Oh, okay.
So Suds found that out, and like he's had to clarify for multiple people, like, no, we're not doing a Christmas themed Chicago.
That would be awesome.
Like that's
That
really
would be
funny.
pretty funny though.
I've
We
learned
didn't realize that, but then all of a sudden Suds looked it up and looked up Chicago 25, and it's actually the Christmas special of like Chicago performing like classic Christmas songs.
I wish that's what you were doing. I admittedly, I mean, I know a lot about music, but Chicago has just never been a band that's been on my radar ever before. So, I mean, I knew like the couple songs that comes up from like the classic rock radio on Pandora and stuff like that. I probably heard them in the car when I was a kid on the radio. My mom probably liked them, so therefore I hated them just by default. So I've learned more about them recently.
That's just like us. You turn it on and I hate it by default.
Some of it. You guys like some of the music I listen to?
Some.
As long as it's not screaming, I like it.
Exactly.
Oh,
we
we
talked
just-
about monologue.
We just talked earlier, Tyler. You would
I didn't realize
Yeah,
you would be
monologue.
happy to know Tyler is the biggest Butthole Surfers fan on the face of the
that.
planet.
Surfers are so stupid.
And they just announced that they're making their first new album in 16 years.
Why?
So if they do and they tour, I'm taking you with me to go see the
No.
Butthole Surfers.
Stop, no.
Because you're going to see Toadies with us in a couple weeks.
That's
What
different.
if
I
it's the
love
same
toadies.
concert?
Yeah, but you would love a Butthole Surfers show though.
What if it's the same concert again?
All right. So anyway, so
be
that was Sunday. So Monday you you get started, right?
Yeah.
Like early morning, like get on the field and let's go. Like drill sergeant mode is on.
Well, kind of. So every day we have a thing called fundamentals,
Okay.
where we just do like the basics of marching, like every morning to just like get our bodies like awake and just like in marching mode, so that we don't just like start trying to learn a show and then have bad form
Yeah.
at the beginning of the morning.
Yeah.
So we start off with that, and that's about an hour.
So that's probably super helpful for like the freshmen that are coming in and stuff. Like it's
Yeah.
probably pretty vital for them.
Yeah, so rather than just having like the 3-day rookie week that we have at the beginning of every year
Yeah.
to get them started, like it's an actual like
I had a thought the other day while we were dropping you off of, like, for instance, my wife. She came to our school freshman year was her first year coming to school. So what about kids, maybe you know an answer to this, but like that they moved to Deer Park and like their first thing is a week-long band camp. Like, is there any kids that do that? Like that don't know anybody there? Because, I mean, you were a freshman last year, but, like,
God.
but you knew people. You know what I mean? What if
Yeah.
you were, like, the very new kid that, like, this is your first year at school, and then now you're thrown into what is considered, like, the craziest week of the year?
Jesus Christ.
Wouldn't that be
I don't even wanna
crazy?
think about
Is
that.
there any kids that you know of that have, like, fallen into that category?
I mean, we have a new pit person who's playing piano. Her name's Hannah.
Okay.
But she's gone to the school before, but it's just her first year in band.
At some point, there's got to be a kid that, like, moves here over the summer, right?
I guess.
And then,
that
like,
would
gets...
suck
It
so
would suck.
bad.
It
Like,
would. It would.
Jesus.
I would be so anxious if I was that kid. Like, that would be
Right?
scary
I was
as
anxious
could
last
be.
year, and I knew half the people already.
Right.
But if they went
'Cause these-
sergeant, that might be different because like.
I think,
that's
but they
all
wouldn't put
people
them
that-
in there. They would put them, like, in the new freshman building, probably.
There was a
we
freshman
only
and
had
sergeant.
We only had one freshman in
Yeah,
sergeant.
Yeah.
there was a freshman.
All
and
right,
sergeant.
all right, so, but that was just something I thought of that would be crazy. So you guys, because you guys stay there all week long, like, it's a not we come and pick them up every day once they're done. Like, they live at this place from Sunday to Friday. So I thought it would be crazy, like, if that ever happened to where a kid, like, just got thrown into that. I would feel bad for him, but I'm sure you all would take, like, good care of him.
Yeah.
Or her. So, all right, so every day probably kind of starts off with the fundamental stuff.
Yeah.
And then you get to work. So you're working on the show from basically what time to what time?
So we wake up at 6:30. Lunch or breakfast is until 7. No, I'm sorry, 8. Then fundamentals are from 8 to 9.
Is the food any good?
No,
Okay.
no, food sucks.
I would assume so.
Yeah, towards the end of the week, my body started to catch up with me of the lack
Yeah.
of food. But
But you had plenty of Mountain Dew.
yeah, I
Although
did.
you brought a ton of Mountain Dew home.
We didn't have as many with golf clubs this year.
Okay, good. Thanks for not
As
wasting
many.
Mountain Dew.
But so then we have I'm trying to think of what it's called. We just have drill from 10 to 12. 12 to 1 is lunch. Then 1 to 2:30 is sectional time.
Okay. So that's your broken down. You're playing with your fellow clarinet players.
Clarinets and flutes.
Okay.
Because there's only 3 of them, so it seems silly to put them off on their own.
Only 3 flutes.
Yeah.
How many clarinets?
1, 2, 3, 10.
Okay.
10 clarinets.
Yeah.
Right on. That's more than last year, right?
But yeah, now there are
I think
freshmen.
it's the exact same.
Now there are more
okay.
Because
freshmen.
we lost 3 seniors and we got 3 freshmen. So
Okay.
yeah, we're back at 10.
Okay.
And then, so 2:30 to 3:30 is full ensemble. Like everyone getting back together, working on what we played in sectionals as a whole band.
Okay.
Then from 3:30 to 5 is just rec time, where you can like go swim in the pool or just hang out, take a shower, do whatever.
What was your favorite rec time all week long? During that time of rec time, what was your favorite thing that happened?
Probably Bottle Wars on Thursday.
Define Bottle Wars.
Alright, so Sergeant is considered the cool people guy's cabin.
So they sleep in
Then why are
cabins.
you there?
Ooh.
Oh,
So they sleep in cabins, and they all have different names. And there's how many people per cabin?
There's around
Like a dozen or so.
a little bit more. Like
15
like
or so?
15,
Okay.
15-ish, yeah.
So they're all crammed in there. So obviously it smells terrible. And the one that Tyler has been in is called Sergeant. That's the name of the cabin. He was in there last year and this year. And that is that's the cool kids club of band camp. So that's where Tyler is.
Yeah.
So what about that now?
So every year we have this thing called Bottle Wars.
Okay.
And like everyone's supposed to bring like a bunch of bottles like for drinking, but then also once you're finished with the bottle, you put it in this huge pile. And then the last day before Friday, we find time somewhere to just basically chuck bottles at each other.
All right.
And we split into teams. We use spare mattresses as like forts and stuff.
All right.
Like it's pretty awesome. This is, I think, the 3rd year in a row where someone has lost hearing in one of their ears.
Okay.
Last year, Logan got drilled by John with a huge Gatorade bottle in his left ear, and he
Oh,
couldn't
yeah.
hear for the next day and a half.
That's awesome. How cool.
And then the next day, Karma got back at John, and Riley threw one right at his right ear, and he still can't hear out of it. He can't hear, well, he can hear a little bit out of it, but he's still, up until now, can't hear very well out of that ear.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah,
How cool.
right?
So that's rec time. Rec time sounds awesome.
Yeah.
So then you're.
And that's why I bring all those Mountain Dews.
All right.
'Cause then you
Good
just
to know
chug.
for next year.
Yeah.
Here I thought you were needing them to drink, but
No, I chug them and then I chuck my people.
Yeah,
I
he
gotcha.
drinks them at one point and then throws them at people.
so then that took us to like 5 o'clock or so,
Yeah.
and then
So then 5 to 6 is dinner.
what'd you have for dinner? What was your favorite dinner that you had?
Spaghetti.
Okay.
They have some
What
good
was your
spaghetti.
least favorite dinner?
Probably the corn dogs because I didn't eat them.
Okay.
Because
well, then what was your least favorite thing that you ate? Was corn dogs at dinner? Like that was like
Yeah. It was
like
corn
that
dog.
was-
It was
that was the main entree.
yeah. Thursday night is always leftovers night, so it just is a compilation of all of the food.
All right.
So we had like a corn dog, we had hash browns,
Okay.
and like something else, but it was like little bits and pieces from all of the meals from
Gotcha.
the last couple days.
But the spaghetti was good.
yeah.
And then all right. So what's after dinner time?
All right. So then 6 to 9:15 is final drill of the night,
Mm-hmm.
and then 11 is lights out, and
Yeah.
I say that with quotes because Sergeant doesn't care at all. So we stay up
I
for
still don't
a
understand why
while.
you tell us these things.
Because what are you gonna do about it? It doesn't make a difference. We're gonna
What are
do it
you
every
gonna
year.
do about it?
Yeah,
I could do something about it.
No, you
like I could
couldn't.
pull you out of band. Like I have that power.
yeah. Well, then my life is gonna suck, and you're gonna feel bad.
Okay.
And then he'll hang out with you more.
Yeah.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
So
So
then
don't do
that-
that.
So then that takes you up till technically the end of the day at that point.
yeah. So 9:15 to 11 is shower. There's usually a little thing afterwards in
So
between,
what
like a
was-
little mini rec time.
So each night had a different rec thing from like 9 to 11 or so. What was Monday night was what?
Monday night was s'mores. I think
Okay.
Monday night is always s'mores.
Tuesday night was
Kevin brought his karaoke machine, and we all did karaoke
on what night?
on Tuesday.
What did you sing?
As opposed to the pool party? Because there was also a pool party Tuesday night because I was there for that. But you weren't at the pool party.
Oh, my bad. Sunday night
Okay.
was s'mores.
Okay.
Monday was karaoke.
Okay.
Dive in was
Pool
Tuesday.
was Tuesday.
What did you sing
Can't
on the
remember what
karaoke
Wednesday
machine?
was.
Wednesday was the ice cream thing.
What
Yeah.
did you sing on the karaoke machine?
That is none of your business.
And then so that's
And then-
Wednesday, Thursday,
And Thursday's the dance.
the dance. Gotcha.
And then
and
there's
then
nothing on Friday because
You're
we've
not
already
there that
done
late.
one.
Okay. So I was there on Tuesday night doing chaperoning, which is kind of cool to get to see everybody like in their element there. It was a pretty
In their
chilly. It
natural
was a pretty
habitat.
chilly night. Like it was like 60 degrees on a summer night.
It felt so good.
And so I was there for the pool party, and I expected that people weren't going to be swimming, but there was still a good amount of dumb kids that went swimming.
I don't ever go swimming there because
but
that
you did
water
not.
is so gross.
It didn't look that gross to me.
No, you haven't been in it. It's
I have not been
nasty.
in it, you're right.
It's gross. It feels weird.
Yeah. So then I got to go. I got to hang out with the other chaperones, and we watched part of the new Baywatch movie. They have a plethora of Mr. Livingston. He has a plethora of bootleg movies on his computer. Hopefully the FBI doesn't show up at his door now because I just outed him as a pirate. But he's like, here's all these movies that are in the theater. Which ones you guys want to watch?
Wait,
So-
that's what you watch as the dive-in?
No.
Oh.
No, no,
Oh,
no.
for the chaperones.
For the
We're all hanging out.
chaperones, when the chaperones were hanging
I
out.
was like, what the crap? I would have.
No, Baywatch not appropriate for school viewing.
whatever.
Well, they wouldn't show it. That's why they showed a PG rated. They showed RV with Robin Williams. That's what was on.
What?
Yeah, and the
Eric
only
Adams had to have been the one who
the
made the
one
decision
and
on that.
only person that was watching the movie was Mr. Livingston. Nobody, like, he had the movie up on the wall and he was sitting there watching it and laughing and
The new
stuff.
Baywatch.
No,
Oh.
RV.
You're confusing me because the one person who brought the bootleg isn't watching the bootleg.
Okay, I didn't mean for that to be confusing.
What the heck is
At the
happening?
pool for the kids to watch was RV
Yeah.
with Robin Williams, and the only person that was watching it was Mr. Livingston.
Gotcha.
None of the kids in the pool were watching it whatsoever.
No, that doesn't.
And
make
then
that
when
makes sense.
everybody went to bed and we were there until 1 o'clock in the morning, then with the chaperones,
Gotcha.
we were watching the new Baywatch movie, also provided by Mr. Livingston.
Gotcha.
I didn't get to see the whole movie, though, because we left at 1 a.m. and it was still going on. So
Gotcha.
it was a pretty good movie, though, so I want to see the rest of it now. So that was it.
Go actually see it in the theater.
No. Okay, so Friday, the last day of band camp, so now we're talking about the video that I've got up on howdyinc.com. So the last day, you do your first full, like, public performance of the new show, right?
Yeah.
So Chicago 25 on the field for the first time for all the parents to come and watch and to see.
Mm-hmm.
And
I got a t-shirt.
we all got t-shirts that have the logos on it and the dates on the back of all of the different games and competitions. They're really cool shirts. They're very nice looking. How did you feel that the performance went on Friday?
Alright, I'm gonna be honest.
And this is your first time performing it, so nobody expects it to be like the best performance ever.
Not technically. We do full runs Wednesday night and Thursday
But it's
night.
different when you got an audience standing there watching you.
Well, yeah. I hate my freshmen so much.
Okay. You're a sophomore and you're already, I hate freshmen.
No, just my freshmen.
Okay.
Like, this freshman class is really, 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 really good.
Okay. But just not...
But our 3 freshmen
your
are the
clarinet
only
players.
3 freshmen who aren't good at marching.
Gotcha. Well, they're freshmen. They just started this week.
Yes, but everyone else is really, really good.
Take them under your wing and show them the way.
I'm
That's
taking
what...
Danny under my wing.
Who's a trumpet player.
Yes. Me and Danny are going to be like best friends.
All right. So you feel like it didn't go great then?
No,
Okay.
not really. Not at least not for our section. We sounded pretty good.
Yeah.
And I mean, I hit all my sets.
Yeah. How many sets are there total?
Except a couple people ran you over.
54 this year. There were
Okay.
57 last year.
Okay. So
Somebody
this show's
fell
easy.
over.
I mean, I think it's easier than last year.
Okay.
Well, somebody fell over. Didn't somebody run you over twice?
No, I stepped on someone's foot twice because they were going too slow.
It's weird, because that's about the way that this performance is set up is the only time that I watch the performance from, like, the same view as you, or, like, the same level as you, because we're not in bleachers, so I'm not watching it from above.
Right before the end where we do the halt in the first thing, in the first movement,
Yeah.
we call it The More You Know.
Yeah.
Because it makes, like, a huge shooting star from, like,
Okay.
Reading Rainbow. So
See,
we
I don't-
call it The More
Really?
You Know.
Yeah. See, I don't get to see that stuff the way
Yeah,
that this
exactly.
performance is
Yeah.
set up. But it's cool because I get to, like, kind of see your faces better and stuff because I'm level with you guys.
Yeah.
So as cool as it is to get to see the
Are you allowed to look up at competitions and like games, or do you have to look straight?
I mean, you're supposed to look straight. If your head's moving, I mean, you're kind of wrong. But at the same time, it happens to everybody all the time.
Yeah. You're basically just looking at wherever your body is pointing.
Yeah.
Because you're just looking straight ahead constantly. If you're supposed to be marching like straight towards the end zone and then you like turn your head and like look over at the bleachers, then that wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but you think you got a good shot at going 25 years, right?
Definitely, yeah.
Cool. We'll update people on when and if that happens. And I usually record their halftime shows and put them on my YouTube channel, so everybody will be able to watch them as the season goes on. Because they get better and better as they go, too. Like, this show compared to a show that's going to be, like, their third competition, they'll be like, whoa, that was awesome. That's
I mean,
when
still haven't put any visuals in yet. Not really. Other than the one, like, horn pop that's towards the end of the show.
Okay.
Right before we go into 25 or 6 to 4. Like, that's, like, the only visual we have so far.
What define visual? What do you mean by that?
Like, when everyone's standing still to make it a little bit more, like, where there's more movement on the field.
Okay.
Like, where there's supposed to be a halt because there's, like, a feature by somebody.
Okay.
But, like, to make it so it doesn't, like, everyone's just, like, awkwardly standing on the field waiting for this guy to finish just solo.
Gotcha.
Like, it makes it so there's more, like, more to see on the field than just people standing still while someone else is doing something.
Gotcha. Well, all right. So you've got, when's your first, the first thing is a football game before a competition. Look at the back of Lane's shirt. It'll tell you when it is. August 23rd is the first game. So you've got almost a month until about 3 weeks until your first game.
That's
And then
isn't that 3 days?
let me see the back again so I can see when the first competition is. The
Should be at
first
Tip City.
competition is September 16th, so that'll be the first time that you're able to qualify for state.
Yeah.
Hopefully that is the time that you qualify for state, so that you can
Tip
just...
City last year's where it, like, stormed.
Yeah.
Almost crazy.
Yeah. Well, hopefully no storm this year, and hopefully qualify and get a 1 on your very first competition, because that would be
1-1.
awesome. All right, man. So good luck to you this year. Have a good, fun marching band season.
Thank you.
Bye, Bambi.
Bye, Turtle.
All right, episode 16 in the books. That's what we got.
1-6.
We're on our way to 20. We got to start thinking up something cool for 20.
Yeah.
Or do we go for 25?
We're going for 20.
But do we do something
20.
cool for 20 or 25?
20.
Let us know what you
20.
think. Let the people listening let us know what you think. Should we do a big episode for 20 or for 25?
20 is still something big.
But 25 is
But
I don't
20
know.
is good.
Hey, 20 is good. All right, we'll figure it out.
Okay, cool.
So let's see. Anything else?
No.
I think that's all we got. I'm gonna get the old episode 2 of the Howdy show up on YouTube here within the next day or so. So you'll be able to relive the old classic of episode 2, which was way better than episode 1. This one has Howdy Size on it, so everybody will finally
I
get
still
to
haven't
see
seen all of that.
Howdy Size back on YouTube.
Yeah.
So check that out, and we'll be back next week.
Okay.
All right, see ya.
See ya. K.O.